For years, it's been heavily debated amongst both fans and critics of The Legend of Korra whether or not it stands up to its predecessor, Avatar The Last Airbender, and when it comes to its flaws, what the source of them were to begin with. I want to provide ideas for how the series can be improved without changing everything. While I'm going to focus on the problems, I'm also going to say how they can be fixed. I'll be only covering book 1 and 2, as I feel the problems are the biggest in these two seasons. What I want to criticize season 1 on before anything is not related to the writing or even the animation. It's the fact that there are no epilepsy warnings in season 1 due to the amount of flashing lights that I'm surprised no one's gotten angry at. That's a lawsuit just waiting to happen, guys.
Originally, I was going to set up this critique more like how Cyberspark sets them up, such as going into the editing, the voice acting, the characters, etc. But then I realized a running trend.
Looking over all my notes, I noticed that the problem isn't the characters themselves or even the overall plot, except for book 2, but we'll get into that. It's the characters' introductions, the build-up, and the relationships, and not just the ones that you're thinking of, except for Bolin, but bear with me. To understand this, we need to look at the worst episode.
No, go past this part. In fact, never play this again.
I'm gonna say it now. You clicked on my video to hear my opinion. I'm not gonna say don't like, don't watch, but I'm hoping you came in with an open mind, even if you disagree with me. And if you get angry, well, you've only got yourself to blame. Now, to get the first elephant out of the room, I have to address another elephant in the room, and that's the ship wars from Voltron. I heard the ship wars started over the age differences with the characters that a lot of fans ended up pairing. What made both shipping environments so terrible in Voltron and The Legend of Korra were ambiguities. While you can have ambiguities in other parts of stories, you should never have anything ambiguous about relationships. Communication is everything in relationships and everything in storytelling. A miscommunicated love story, that's a bad combination. Korra got all the hate in this episode, but this episode made everyone look horrible. Korra and Pema saw no issue with overstepping other people's boundaries. Korra got all the hate for agreeing with this idea, but she was a dumb teenager who obviously never dated before. Why didn't all the hate go to Pema for that? She's a married woman with 3 kids, expecting a 4th at the time. What was she thinking? Mako, being the most mature of the group, wasn't stern enough with Korra. He should have made it clear with her to take his relationship with Asami seriously or be kicked off the team. That should have been the end of that. And as for the awful kiss scene, I've heard people have been accusing Korra of assaulting Mako, but if Mako really didn't want Korra kissing him, he had the option to push her away. Bolin gets treated like the biggest victim in this episode, but he's actually kinda creepy in this, and several other episodes. Bolin has a nice guy attitude, and watching this again, Bolin praising Korra makes me rather uncomfortable, as it reminds me of something known as love bombing. It's one thing to give someone props, it's another thing to glorify them. Many of the villains in The Legend of Korra had idolized people when they first met them. One of the heroes should not be doing the same thing.
Now with that mess out of the way, let's get into how to fix The Legend of Korra.